just, proud of the kids. They know and understand that, we're not gonna be here. There's new coaching staff coming in and, they're still playing hard. The coaches are coaching hard. I couldn't be more prouder than a group of kids. Coach Patterson being here for senior day for those kids, in the tunnel, and we won on senior day. And I think that's something special those kids will never forget. Then I'll let you I'll answer your questions. But Max Duggan is the toughest quarterback, one of the toughest people that you'll ever see play this game. Period. I'll take any questions.
Jerry, speaking of Max, just, kind of with Chandler out, how much grit did he show? I mean, you just kind of said he was so tough, but especially some of those runs he made.
Yeah, nobody's gonna play. He's down. We don't have anybody. And Sam was down. He'll be ready next week. He could have played, but we didn't want to do that yet. And he was raised by a hard-nosed dad as a football coach. He's old school, and that bloodline goes right to his kid. So thank his family for the bloodline and him carrying it out. And we don't have him, we don't win. Period.
Coach, what's your emotions like when Griffin's setting up for that winning field goal?
Oh, I felt like he was gonna get it. I was more worried about giving them any time. We milked that clock as hard as we could, and we got the ball in the middle of the field where he wanted it, and protection was good, kick was good, and we milked it down to 7 seconds. Wasn't it 7 or 6? I don't know what it was. Then we had to kick off, the squib kick, and our kids, they threw it all around backwards. That makes you nervous. You think back to California running all over the band, but we didn't have the band on the field, so we were in good shape. But down the second half, our kids decided they were going to go win the game. That's the bottom line. They decided, hey, we're going to go win the game. And so give the kid, O'Shawn, those guys, I mean, they were getting on, hey, let's go. So it was an emotional locker room, led by him at halftime, I felt going back out. I said, I feel good. I really do. And so that's, really, I had confidence, him making the field goal. Again, worried more about kicking the ball and giving it back to him.
Coach, Darius Davis had that muff punt at the beginning of the game and then actually had a really good day after that, 155 yards, total offense and a touchdown. Talk about his resiliency today, and is that kind of representative of this team?
Yeah, it is a representative of this team, but that's a representative of life. That's why football is the greatest game that's ever been invented, is because, it teaches you things that no other thing can teach you. And here's a kid, he fumbled a punt, could have laid down, could have quit. Could have went, got in the tank, all that. We always talk about next play. You can't forget that one. And, his mindset, like he says, Coach, I'm a dog. That means he loves the game and stays after every practice. And he's one of my favorite. I mean, he is one of my favorite guys because he's, what he did tonight, the comeback kid. Because, like I said, he could have folded his 10, but that's not who he is. And had a great game, and can't say enough about it.
Coach, there was a point where you guys had that 12-play, 99-yard drive where they pinned you guys.
That's a good drive, wasn't it?
Can you talk about that drive for a second and just?
I don't want to start on the 1 yard line. I know that, but we got out of the hole. I don't know, was it Kendrick's run? I can't remember, but we got out of there. Got to the 12-yard line, and then, Coach Meacham did a great job of calling a 99-yard, drive. And, I probably was a big, that's a turn in the game right there. Our kids willed themselves to go score because we blew 2 red zone opportunities, first half. And I wouldn't want to look back at this game and say that, that cost us, because it could have. But again, we were fortunate that we came back and got it done.
Were you always going for it on fourth down there, or did you think about going for a field goal on that 99-yard drive? It was 4th and 1 from the 1.
No, we were gonna go. Why lay up?
Coach, after playing Kansas last year and now again for your second year with TCU, just how much can you say about how far they've come in a year's span as a football program?
The guy's good. The guy's a good football coach. You know, everybody wants to go hire the big name and all that kind of stuff. You know, he kind of come up like I did, and he was Division III. I don't know how many national championships. You can't count them. And then he got his chance at Buffalo. Tough job. Got it turned, and then Kansas. You know, they finally got it right. No disrespect to anybody. They finally got it right, and they're gonna be something to reckon with as the next 34 years go. And he's farther along in a lot of ways. When we took Minnesota job over, he's farther along in the first year than we were. So that, you know, then we got it turned in the third year. So he's doing it the right way. He's a disciplined coach. Not going to put up with kids not being on time, that kind of thing. I know a lot about him because my quarterback coach that worked for me at Northern in Minnesota is their quarterback coach. So I know the insides, and so he done it. Just remember, they didn't have spring ball, and they went in there and had a lot of kids transfer the portal, all that stuff. So he's done a great job of building, you know, put the base together. Now he's got to start, you know, he's kind of got the, you know, he's got to start framing the house, so to speak, and he's doing a pretty good job of it right now. He gave us all we wanted and beat Texas, so, you know.
Jerry, you've been in the game for a long time, like you said, but is this one of the more wild games, just down at half, and you had a 2-touchdown lead early in the fourth quarter, and then they came back, and you guys needed a late field goal? It seemed like a pretty back and forth.
You get to my age and all the games I coach, my whole life's been back and forth. And you know, I've been in a lot of them back and forth. And so you just got to keep your composure and keep teaching, and that's what we did. And like I said, it goes back to the guys that are coaching, and we meet in there, and you know, like I said, it's tough. You know, and the kids are helping the coaches, and the coaches are helping the kids. So, and we get to go, you know, I don't know who told me, but it's kind of like being in, when I was at Southern Illinois, now we go to play a playoff game. Go to Iowa State and play a playoff game.
Coach, how you were able to compose the offense after missing 2 red zone opportunities back to back?
You know, I think that, you know, a quarterback had a lot to do with that, and your team reflects your quarterback, and I think, you know, with the way he plays and some of the plays he made in the second half and running over people, and most people go to the knee, he was going to win tonight. And I think it rubbed off on our kids. And going in the second half, like I said, it was a different feeling going to that second half. And we knew we blown a couple red zone situations. And you know, I think we scored 3 times in a row. I think that's correct. And then we did, and then we came back and scored again. So I think, you know, that shows you you know, there's 2 halves of the game. And we fortunate to win the second half.
We'll go 2 more questions if you have them.
Coach, what can you say overall about the defensive effort? I mean, they scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but up to that point they had 14 points, and last week they scored 57 against Texas. So what can you say about the defensive effort tonight?
Well, I think, you know, Coach Glasgow has done a great job, and you know, I think the big thing is the kids really played hard, and you know, we're down injury-wise on defense, and we started to get knocked around on offense a little bit, but defensively we're short people, and you know, we played some young people. We had to move this guy's, you know, safety to another side, you know, to the strong safety position, and you know, they did everything they could to put 11 out there and play as hard as they could play. And, you know, that's what they did. And, you know, they're, again, great preparation. You know, they had some great runs, some great plays, but that's going to happen in college football. But, you know, it was a good team win. it's a good team win. You know, the special teams were, you know, darn important, and offense and defense did what they needed to do to win, play together.
Final question? Thanks, Coach.
Y'all never say anything. Y'all okay?
Those are all my interns.
Don't you want to ask me a question? Ask me a question. I just want to ask. I want to hear when you speak. I got to speak. I'm not leaving. I want to leave.
What do you do after the game?
What do I do after the game? I can tell you what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to shower, and I'm going to kick back and relax. That's all you need to know. I'm smarter than that to lead me into those questions.